We begin with an exclusive report on the police strategy to ban bikies from a Westfield shopping centre. It's a determined plan to crack down on violence and organised crime infiltrating suburban malls. Steve Marshall has our investigation.
We've seen it time and time again. Bikies in public places are a real bad mix. Shootings inside shopping centres, brawls along busy malls, innocent bystanders shot, the elderly and kids forced to dodge the violence. Now a current affair can reveal, in an unprecedented move, shopping centre managers and police are in the final stages of preparing a blanket ban that'll prevent bikies from ever stepping foot inside this place. Westfield, a shopping mecca, where burly blokes with beards are a familiar and welcome sight at this time of year, and the bikes are those that usually come with training wheels. Hardly the sort of place you'd call a bikie hangout. But as you're about to see, this is precisely the turf these leather-patched thugs are trying to muscle in on. At Westfield's newly renovated Warringah Mall on Sydney's northern beaches, an emerging stronghold for a notorious bikie gang. A current affair's been told. Bikies are attempting to buy businesses inside the shopping centre and use them as cover for their money laundering rackets. Lawyer Richard Mitri explains.
Now, effectively what money laundering is the washing or the bringing in of illegal cash and converting it or investing it into a premises and bringing it out as legitimate money.
The bikies are trying to make a move on Westfield shops after a police shake-up forced them to desert their usual haunts in the area. This is Manly, north of Sydney. Sun, surf and sand by day, but in recent years the scourge of bikies at night reached crisis point. If you need proof of the devastating impact bikies can have on legitimate businesses, then look no further than this place here. This used to be a thriving pub earning thousands of dollars a night on one of the most popular tourist strips in Australia. But it was infiltrated by bikies. Their dodgy dealings and seemingly nightly brawls here forced the place to shut down, and as you can see, years later, the doors are still locked. Nowadays, outlaw motorcycle gangs have been banned from entering pubs, clubs and restaurants here in a team effort between licensees and police. The loathed boys in leather were forced to move on, but they didn't have to travel too far to find new businesses of interest. Westfield's Warringah Mall is just up the road from Manly. Now police and shopping centre management are teaming up to deploy the same successful tactics used in Manly to ensure no Westfield shops are associated with bikies.
Effectively, they're trying to bring about the end of these gangs.
You can understand the panic. This is Westfield in Penrith, west of Sydney, and rival bikies are taking care of business in front of horrified shoppers. Robina shopping centre on the Gold Coast, and this bikie shoots his rival in the arm and wounds an innocent female bystander. This incident was a defining moment in the Queensland government's subsequent war on outlaw motorcycle gangs. But New South Wales police are about to raise the stakes, allowing Warringah to give the bikies the finger.
It'd be as quick as picking up the phone, calling the police, saying these people are in my shopping centre, I want them out, and that'd be it.
And Steve Marshall joins me now. Steve, this is an innovative proposal because the bikies are being innovative. They're infiltrating sort of non-traditional businesses to launder their cash, but it's challenging because if you're a bikie and you take out a lease on a fish and chip shop in a food hall, you're not going to staff it in your leathers. So how do you pick who's a bikie and who isn't?
Well, that's right, Tracy. Well, first of all, Westfield declined to comment to us today, but New South Wales Police confirmed it works closely with Westfield Warringah Centre Management on relevant safety and security issues. Now, clearly this presents many different challenges for police than just moving bikies on from pubs and clubs. They need to investigate whose name is behind the small business lease and whether that name is indeed connected to any criminal activity, but and then act from there. But surely, this represents a change of tact for bikies and business. A Current Affair understands that bikies are already running small businesses in shopping centres around Australia. Now, no doubt New South Wales Police have a solid plan in mind to be able to move them on from shopping centres, and if they're successful, then surely other local area commands around the country will be looking at it very seriously.
Yeah, there's no doubt that others will be looking at it, you'd think. Now, in other developments today, and also New South Wales Police, they promised a crackdown on this recent spate of gangland murders, and they delivered today, didn't they?
Yeah, they surely did, and this was a dramatic raid at the Sydney Olympic Park precinct west of Sydney. Now, A Current Affair was sent vision this afternoon of the bust, and it featured tactical response teams and a number of detectives. Now, this is all in connection with the Sydney gangland killings, in particular the recent murder of mafia gangster Pasquale Barbaro. Now, A Current Affair viewers will recall we reported the Sydney gangland story in depth last week. Now, in that story, police confirmed they were across chatter of who was claiming credit for the Barbaro execution and several other murderers. So less than a week after that, they've acted in a dramatic fashion, arresting 5 people today, Tracy.
OK, we'll see what the next chapter on that is. Thanks very much, Steve.